Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Roland and today I'm talking about Komb's Engineering, a case study from Kerzner's 6th edition of Project Management Case Study by Wileys. Now, Komb's Engineering is a company with $250 million portfolio of projects. 150 and 80 million, the major projects associated with government contracts, and the remaining 20% consisting of various smaller projects. Now, these 20 million conglomerate of small projects is supposed to grow to about $100 million in value over the next few years. And the larger of the two governmental contracts of $150 million per year is up for renewal. So Komb's Engineering is submitting their response to the request for proposal, and it doesn't go that well. In the end, Kombs does not get the contract. And the first question is, what was the reason for the loss of the contract? So when we are looking at the whole case study, it is absolutely clear that government contracts consist of 92% of the value of this portfolio, which is a substantial amount of money that we are getting as Komb's Engineering, or in this case we are no longer getting, because the government has no faith in our project management system. So what we can say first of all is that the investment in project management training has not paid off, obviously. So the first question about loss of contract is that this organization, Komb's Engineering, has no experience in formal project management and has relied on its technical expertise and casual project management practices in order to succeed. And it has worked for them. It has worked for them so well that 92% of their portfolio at some point consisted of government contracts. So the first reason certainly is lack of project management experience. The second reason is that we are ad hoc installing project management experience, and we expect this to work out and everybody to trust us with this. That's not going to happen. Real life project management experience will take time to develop, and in this case there is certainly no faith in a completely freshly installed practice in an organization, even though they have been working with us and have done a good job on the technical side of the project management. Now, second question is about, could this have been averted? And I tend to say it is rather unlikely. And I find it rather unlikely because the impression Komb's Engineering is giving us here is that their ad hoc relearning project management, why? Their version of project management has worked for such and such time. So we can call this an attempt at window dressing, which very rarely succeeds in impressing the right people. These people know what they're doing, they know what they want, and unfortunately Komb's Engineering went completely down the wrong rabbit hole. Now, what has also happened is, how can this small engineering company collect $230 million worth of government contracts? And that is because somehow they have been punching above their weight. And finally, do not underestimate the government's concern when 92% of the income of a given contractor is made solely up from one vendor. Which means if Komb's Engineering goes bankrupt, two very important contracts are gone for the government. So the question for the project owner is, do we trust this company to successfully complete this project and not go bust? And for some reason, over-leveraged organizations in terms of vendor concentration are automatically a no-go in this world. Now I call that overly reliant. Now, third and final question. Does it seem realistic that proposal evaluation committees would consider project management expertise to be as important as the technical expertise? Now, first of all, what project management expertise? There was no project management expertise, at least not in the formal sense, yet they managed to complete projects. So we can argue that the technical side, the technical difficulty of the project is more important. But on the other hand, we can also argue technical solutions are not the problem here. The problem is that the government wants this project finished. And in any project, you will be confronted with non-technical issues. And in this case, the government had no faith in Komb's Engineering resolving the non-technical issues of project management in this kind of environment. So yes, project management expertise, formal project knowledge is absolutely important, especially when you are working on government contracts with very tight specifications. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next week with the next case study.